Whew. Okay. Let's do this. I was about to set up a microphone, but the sun is just about to go down, and so I'm about to lose daylight, and it was just kind of like, bam, I want to film right now, and if I take the time to set up the microphone, inevitably it's gonna end up getting dark, and I'm just gonna be like, okay, well, nothing we can do about that. I'll try to make this video pretty quick. I just wanted to come in with an update and say that things are like working out. I think you're a little crooked. Let's try that. Yeah, things are starting to work out over here. I just made the decision about 2 weeks ago that I'm going to be moving to New York, hopefully in March. That's the goal, that's the plan. My landlord is going to be selling this place sometime. She said soonest in February is when she was going to be posting it, and so that's why I'm kind of like, okay, let's hold off as long as we possibly can to be able to kind of finish up some of the projects that I want to finish up, you know, be able to soak in the time that I'm spending here with friends and family and everything, because obviously it's going to be a lot harder to do once I actually go. But it is wild how simply making the decision to finally do this, and I say finally because this is not just like on a whim for me. I think I am going to need to put more light on. Hang on one second. Plug it in. Just trying to avoid this, but we'll do what we got to do. Anyway, I wanted to move to New York several years ago, but one thing led to another with things in life or whatever, and I honestly, I quit my job. That was like when I quit my 9-to-5, and I just didn't really put in the effort necessary to fully make it happen. Like, I was talking about it, but I didn't like really go forth with it, and I just got distracted with other stuff, and so I didn't at the time. However, now I'm like, I kind of got to a point where I felt like I was still pushing a wet noodle up the hill constantly. I never use that phrase. I don't know why I decided to use that just now. But is that even the phrase, or is it pushing a boulder up the hill? Either way. Basically, I have struggled so much financially every single month this year. I've posted about it in other videos, and I finally got to the point where I was like, okay, Allie, like, choose your heart. Because, I mean, there are a lot of reasons that I was kind of afraid to move to New York previously. A big part of it is just grief can be a weird thing, and after having lost my mom, it just made me think a lot more about being close to people in my life, and just weird things with fear and stuff that I won't get into in this video anyway. And so I had a lot of doubts around all of it, and I'm distracted because Quincy is having fun with catnip over here, and I'm still just getting distracted by the fact that the sun's gonna lower, but also like just finish it up. Let's just say it while there is light. And I have the ring light. We're okay, we're fine. A long story short, like, the other huge thing that I was afraid of was just how expensive it would be. And every time I tell people that I wanted to move there, that was their immediate reaction. Be like, oh, it's so expensive. How are you gonna do it? And it would just be this non-stop feed of doubt. And then it made me really doubt myself and really doubt everything. And I mean, also too, I think that there's just a lot of shedding and changing of belief systems and et cetera, and there are a lot of things that when I think about New York now, I honestly don't know if I love. I do not like capitalism, and it is the capital of capitalism in my mind. So I'm not excited about that, but from what I've heard, it also does have a lot of community and stuff within it, and I mean, they just got a really cool mayor and everything too, so that's gonna be fun. But yeah, I thought too, because I was I'd been more traditional in my way of going about the arts when I was younger, and then through songwriting and all these other things, I had very much broken away from that sense of tradition. And so I'm like, I don't need to do the conventional thing. Like, I don't, I'm a rebel, I'm cool, I don't need to, like, everybody goes to New York, why do I need to do that? And I'm kind of glad that maybe I've waited until this point, because I'm like, I think I can go in doing something that's maybe a little bit more traditional or conventional, in the sense that I feel like it's the stereotypical thing that you always hear that artists want to do, right? Either they want to go to LA or New York, if they're in America at least. I don't know, I felt the need to kind of rebel against that for a while, and now maybe I can go with a lot more pure intentions. Like, I'm not looking for the super well-rounded package of success. I'm open to more traditional forms of success. I do want to become financially stable. Let me make that abundantly clear, okay? Listen, I would not shy away from having 6 figures, okay? That sounds like a dream. I was talking to somebody and I was like, honestly, like, I just want to go where there are a lot of other artists like trying to do it, and I don't want to feel like a big fish in a small pond. Like, I kind of want to be humbled and everything. They're like, you want to be humbled like that? And I'm like, yeah, honestly, like that sounds amazing. Are you kidding me? I don't know, I get such a thrill out of being there are so many times throughout my life where I've been the one, like the person in the room who was the worst at whatever thing that was. Like, I remember taking conducting class in college, and by far, without a doubt, you did not have to tell me twice. I'm gonna close this so I don't get mosquitoes in there. You did not have to tell me. I knew that I was the absolute worst person in the class at the beginning. Like, hands down. Hands down. Crack myself up. But by the end, I had improved, and then I had a friend really work with me. I think it was like over the summer or something like that. I don't know. There was something with a conducting competition, and I actually ended up being one of 6 students in the entire School of Music that was eligible to be able to apply for a national conducting competition. They didn't let everybody apply. They auditioned you to audition, and I was one of 6 that was allowed to do that. I'd have even been 5. I can't remember. I'm not going to sit here and try to remember. I'm ready for this, and it's crazy how as soon as I made the decision, like, things are finally starting to fall into place. October was the very first month. I might have even said, I don't know if I said on social media or not, I was like, August, I didn't have any financial troubles. That wasn't totally true. It was compared to other months, but I still had an overdraft fee, whereas in October, I did not have anything bad. Like, I wasn't swimming in money by any means by the end of the month, but like, I did not have an overdraft fee. I did not have unexpected bills. I had no financial catastrophe whatsoever. Like, it was the first month that I got through this year that was actually like solid. And I'm like, what in the witchcraft? Let's go. And then also I was like kind of worried because I'm like, oh, I teach, and like my students tend to kind of go on vacations and stuff like that as the holidays start coming around. And I'm like, the tarot reading's not picking up enough. Like, what are we going to do here? I ended up getting asked to sing for a church, which I've done before. I don't love doing church work. However, this one particular church is the exception to the rule for me. I have sung for them many times before, and my friend who sings in this choir is going on maternity leave, and so she asked if I would like fill in, and I'm like, yeah, and it's through January, and I'm like, say less. The fact that it like lines up so well with my timeline in terms of what I need. There'll be like a Christmas Eve service and stuff, and I'll be able to make a little bit of extra cash then, which will be incredibly helpful. I don't know how much it will leave me in terms of room with saving up money for New York. That's the other thing, is like, like I said, I've been financially struggling, so we're not suddenly coming into money. I mean, hey, it could happen. It could happen. I am purely going off of just like faith and hope at this point, and just a sense of trust in myself. I'm ready to take my Honda Civic with my 2 cats and go across the country. Minimal stuff, selling most of my belongings and whatnot. There are a lot of events and a lot of things that I'm trying to put together in order to be able to get ready to do this. I'm pretty excited. Truly, I'm really, really excited. And it's crazy how even in choosing to take this step, I suddenly am able to continue with the songwriting stuff that I've been so blocked with, because there have been so many times throughout this past year in which I've like sat at my piano for hours and ended up just having to play my classical stuff or God knows what else, because like I would want to write and it was not coming through. The moment that I decided that I'm finally gonna do it, I'm gonna move to New York, I'm like, oh my God, wait, now I need to finish this because I want to share this music here before I go. And so that's a huge goal of mine right now. There will be other things that I'll mention in another video coming soon, but I just wanted to give the big update and just say that like, I'm excited, I feel lighter, I feel happy, I'm terrified, but also it's just the decision that I needed to make in order to break stagnation. Like, it's just kind of like this thing of I've constantly been telling myself this is temporary and this is temporary, and then as soon as I finally like said out loud I wanted to move to New York, and initially I was like, I want to move in January, my friend was like, listen, if I can convince you to come out here sometime March or after, like, you're going to be in a much better position to find a job, the weather's going to be better, all the stuff, like, I promise you. And I'm like, honestly, girl, I'm gonna take that advice, because that gives me time to wrap up things here. It gives me time to go to the Renaissance Festival with my bestie and the Arts Festival and all these things that I want to do. It gives me time to not just like peace out and dip, but be able to actually have a proper goodbye in all of the spaces that I've established here. It's crazy, like I am just finding so much more gratitude as I'm walking through each of the things that I'm doing throughout the week. Like, I'm excited to go and do the tarot readings. I'm excited when I'm with my swing dancing friends and we're doing movie nights or we're dancing. I'm excited to put stuff together for burlesque. We had like a little spiritual night, which was really fun too. There's so many things. I'm excited for trying to put together a concert with the piano and all of this stuff. Yeah, it's so much. It's so much. It's just like literally soaking up time with friends and whatnot right now, and just appreciating the fact that I have the big apartment. I have hair on my lip. A big apartment right now, because that likely to change. The fact that I'm living alone right now, that's also likely to change. There's going to be compromises for sure. I think that's just part of it, but that's also part of the adventure. Like, I'm open to it, you know, and I think that people who specifically go to New York, there's just kind of gonna be this unspoken understanding of what that entails. So I'm excited for all of that as well. Anyway, that's all I'm gonna say for right now. I have more ideas for other videos coming up soon, but I just wanted to give you the update. And now, with the really little bit of sunlight that is left, I'm going to go take a walk around the neighborhood, because that's one of the things that I've really been enjoying, is just listening to my music and taking an afternoon walk. So I'm gonna go do that. I'll see you in the next one.